Have you ever met someone who walks into a room and instantly holds everyone's attention? Not because they're loud, flashy, or trying to impress, but simply because their presence feels magnetic. That's silent attractiveness. It's not about being the center of attention. It's about radiating calm, self-assurance, and quiet dignity that draws people in without a word. True magnetism doesn't shout, it settles. And the best part? You don't need perfect looks, wealth, or charisma to cultivate it. You just need habits, consistent, intentional practices rooted in self-respect, wisdom, and emotional mastery. In this video, we'll explore 11 socially attractive habits inspired by Stoic philosophy. Timeless principles that shape how you carry yourself, connect with others, and command respect without demanding it. These aren't tricks or superficial hacks. They're inner disciplines that build a presence so steady, so grounded, that people can't help but admire you, even if they don't know why. If you've ever felt overlooked despite your efforts, or wondered how some people seem effortlessly respected, this is your guide. Stick with me until the end, because the final habit might just be the most powerful of all. And if you're ready to stop chasing attention and start earning quiet admiration, hit like and subscribe, because this channel is all about building real influence, not just noise. Are you ready to begin? Habit 1. Embrace your authentic independence. Silent attractiveness begins with independence. Not the kind that pushes people away, but the kind that stands firm in its own truth. It's the quiet confidence of someone who doesn't need validation to feel whole. In a world obsessed with likes, followers, and external approval, choosing to live by your own values without apology is rare. And rarity is magnetic. This isn't arrogance. It's self-sovereignty. The Stoics taught that your worth isn't determined by public opinion, but by your alignment with virtue. When you stop measuring yourself against others and start honoring your inner compass, you project a calm strength that others instinctively trust. You're not trying to keep up. You're not comparing. You're simply being, fully, peacefully, unshaken. People notice this. They feel it in your posture, your pace, your peace. You don't announce your confidence, you embody it. And because you're not seeking to be filled by others, your relationships become richer, built on mutual respect, not dependency. To cultivate this, start small. Spend time alone, not out of loneliness, but to reconnect with yourself. Journal. Walk in silence. Ask, am I living for me or for their expectations? When you choose your truth over convenience, you become someone others don't just admire. You become someone they want to understand. Like this? Comment independence below. Let me know you're choosing self over approval. Habit 2. Master the art of silent elegance. Elegance isn't about designer clothes or perfect hair. It's about how you move through the world with grace, restraint, and quiet intention. Silent elegance is the art of commanding presence without volume. Think of someone who enters a chaotic room and instantly brings calm, just by standing still, listening deeply, and responding with composure. That's Stoic poise in action. Your body speaks before your mouth does. An upright posture, steady eye contact, unhurried gestures. These signal control without control freak energy. You're not performing. You're present. And in a world of frantic energy, stillness is power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." True elegance lives in that calm. It shows in how you treat the waiter, how you hold space in conversation, how you respond, not react, under pressure. You refrain from gossip. You don't interrupt. You let your actions carry weight, not your volume. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about respect for yourself and others. When you move with mindful grace, people feel valued in your presence. And that feeling? It lingers long after you've left the room. To practice silent elegance, slow down. Breathe before you speak. Dress not to impress, but to honor your day. Ask, does this action reflect who I want to be? Not just how I want to be seen. When you reach that point, when you stop needing external noise to feel whole, you become someone others respect, admire, and are quietly drawn to. To cultivate silent elegance, slow down. Breathe before you speak. Dress not to impress, but to honor your day. Ask, does this action reflect who I want to be? Not just how I want to be seen. Over time, people won't just notice your presence. They'll feel safer, calmer, and more respected in it. And that's the kind of impression that lasts. Like what you're hearing? Hit like and drop a comment. Elegance, if you're choosing grace over noise. Let's build a community of quietly powerful people together. Habit 3. The subtle scent of sophistication. You don't need words to leave a memory. Sometimes, a scent is enough. The subtle scent of sophistication isn't about luxury perfumes or designer colognes. It's about the quiet signature you leave in a room long after you've exited. It's a whisper of self-respect, care, and refinement that speaks volumes without uttering a sound. Stoicism teaches alignment between inner virtue and outer expression. As Seneca wrote, "Let your outward appearance be simple and dignified, reflecting the serenity of your mind." Your scent, whether from clean skin, a hint of aftershave, or the freshness of well-kept clothes, is part of that alignment. It signals that you pay attention, not just to how you look, but to how you feel to others. And make no mistake, scent is primal. It bypasses logic and lands straight in emotion. A faint, clean, intentional fragrance can evoke trust, comfort, or intrigue without effort, but overwhelm and you repel. True sophistication lies in restraint. Choose one scent that resonates with your energy, woody, citrus, herbal, and let it become your silent calling card. More broadly, this habit extends to all quiet details. Trimmed nails, fresh breath, clothes free of wrinkles or odors. These aren't vanity, they're dignity in motion. They say, I value myself enough to show up whole. In a world of chaos and haste, the person who smells clean, looks put together, and moves with calm intention stands out. Not because they tried, but because they cared. And care, when expressed with subtlety, is deeply attractive. Comment "scent" below if you believe the smallest details create the biggest impressions. Don't forget to subscribe. This journey into quiet power is just getting started. Habit 4. Being fully present. In a world drowning in distractions, your full attention is a rare and precious gift. Being fully present isn't passive. It's an act of quiet rebellion against the noise. It means silencing your phone, quieting your inner monologue, and offering someone the unfiltered focus they rarely receive. This habit creates magnetic attraction because it makes others feel seen. Not evaluated, not interrupted, just witnessed. And that builds trust faster than any clever remark ever could. The Stoics revered the present moment. Marcus Aurelius urged, confine yourself to the present. Why? Because presence is power. When you're truly here, eyes steady, listening deeply, responding thoughtfully, you radiate calm control. You're not chasing the next thing, you're honoring this one. Practice this by resisting the urge to multitask in conversation. Put your device away. Listen to understand, not to reply. Notice tone, pauses, unspoken tension. This isn't performance. It's connection. People remember how you made them feel far longer than what you said. And when you give them your full presence, you gift them dignity. That silent attractiveness in its purest form, offering your humanity undivided. If you've ever felt invisible in a conversation, you know how rare this is. Like this video if you're choosing presence over distraction, and comment here to affirm your commitment to real connection. Habit 5. A touch of mystery. In an era where oversharing is the norm, on social media, in casual conversations, even with strangers, a quiet reserve has become one of the most compelling forms of attraction. Mystery isn't about deception or coldness. It's about restraint. It's the art of revealing yourself gradually, allowing others to lean in rather than feel like they've already seen everything at once. Think about the last person who truly intrigued you. Chances are they didn't tell you their life story in the first 5 minutes. Instead, they offered glimpses, just enough to spark curiosity, but not enough to satisfy it completely. That's the power of mystery. It invites engagement without begging for it. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus advised, "Be silent, or let your words be worth more than silence." In that spirit, mystery isn't about staying quiet for its own sake. It's about speaking with intention. When you don't feel compelled to explain every decision, justify every preference, or broadcast every emotion, you signal inner confidence. You show that your worth doesn't hinge on being understood by everyone all the time. Mystery also comes from living a layered life. Cultivate interests outside the public eye. Read poetry, study philosophy, hike alone in the woods, journal your reflections. Let these private dimensions enrich you without needing an audience. When someone gets to know you, they shouldn't get the whole picture immediately. They should discover new facets over time, like turning the pages of a well-written book. Importantly, mystery isn't aloofness. It's selectivity. Share deeply with those who've earned your trust, but don't confuse intimacy with accessibility. You're not an open book for everyone. You're a story worth reading carefully. And that subtle distinction makes people want to stay long enough to understand your chapters. To practice this habit, ask yourself, am I sharing to connect or to be validated? If it's the latter, pause. Not every thought needs a platform. Not every feeling needs an audience. Let silence sometimes be your signature. In doing so, you leave space for others to wonder. And that wonder is the quiet engine of lasting attraction. Habit 6. Cultivate cultural wisdom. True attractiveness isn't just about presence. It's about depth. And depth comes from curiosity. Cultural wisdom isn't about name-dropping foreign cities or quoting obscure philosophers to impress. It's about developing a genuine interest in the world beyond your immediate experience. Its people, beliefs, traditions, and contradictions. When you engage with diverse perspectives, you become more adaptable, more empathetic, and, paradoxically, more grounded in your own values. You're no longer threatened by difference. You're enriched by it. And that expansiveness is magnetic. People feel it when you listen not to rebut, but to understand. They sense it when your questions come from care, not performance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look beneath the surface. Let not the outward appearances mislead you." Cultural wisdom helps you do exactly that. It trains you to see past stereotypes, assumptions, and snap judgments. You begin to appreciate nuance. And in a world of polarized takes and shallow opinions, that depth becomes rare and compelling. This habit doesn't require travel, though it helps. It starts with humility. reading books by authors unlike you, watching films from other cultures, listening to elders' stories, or simply asking a coworker about their holiday traditions. Every conversation becomes a doorway. And when you step through with respect, not to collect experiences like trophies, but to expand your humanity, you radiate quiet intelligence. Crucially, cultural wisdom means knowing when to speak and when to learn. The most attractive people aren't those who dominate conversations. They're the ones who ask thoughtful questions, sit with discomfort, and admit what they don't know. That intellectual humility creates trust. It says, I'm secure enough not to pretend I have all the answers. If these habits are shifting how you think about presence and influence, don't forget to like this video. Comment which one you're integrating first, and subscribe for more on building quiet magnetism through Stoic principles. Habit 7. The heartbeat of compassion. Compassion, when practiced with intention, becomes more than kindness. It becomes a form of quiet leadership. It's not about fixing people or absorbing their pain. It's about holding space. And in a world where most people are waiting for their turn to speak, the ability to simply be with someone, without judgment, agenda, or haste, is a rare and magnetic gift. True compassion begins with self-awareness. You can't offer genuine care if you're running on empty. That's why Stoic compassion starts within. Marcus Aurelius didn't preach emotional detachment. He modeled disciplined empathy, being deeply human while refusing to be ruled by chaos. When you care for yourself with the same patience you extend to others, your compassion becomes sustainable, not sacrificial. And that balance, kindness without codependence, empathy without enmeshment, is what makes compassion quietly powerful. People sense that you're not helping to be needed. You're helping because you see them. That builds trust, and trust is the bedrock of silent attraction. Habit 8. Laughter and joy. There's something disarmingly attractive about someone who carries lightness without losing depth. Joy isn't frivolous. It's resilience in disguise. When you can find humor in the mundane, laugh at your own stumbles, or bring warmth to a tense moment with a well-timed smile, you signal an inner steadiness that others instinctively lean into. Stoicism is often misread as stoicism, cold, serious, joyless. But the real Stoics knew better. Epictetus reminded us that while we can't control events, we can control our response. Choosing joy, even in difficulty, isn't denial. It's defiance against despair. It's saying, this is hard, but I won't let it harden me. And that energy is infectious. Laughter dissolves barriers. It creates instant intimacy. Think of your closest friendships. How many were forged or deepened through shared humor? Joy makes you approachable. It says, you don't have to be perfect around me. That safety is magnetic. But this habit isn't about being the funny one. It's about cultivating a spirit of lightness. It's smiling at a shared absurdity, chuckling at your own overthinking, or appreciating the small delights. The sun through the trees, a perfectly brewed coffee, a dog's goofy tilt of the head. When you radiate this quiet joy, people feel lifted in your presence. Not because you're performing, but because your ease gives them permission to relax too. In a world heavy with anxiety and performance, your grounded joy becomes a quiet refuge, and that's deeply attractive. Habit 9. The art of self-care. Self-care is often trivialized as bubble baths or face masks, but at its core, it's a declaration of self-respect. It's the daily choice to honor your body, mind, and spirit, not because you're chasing perfection, but because you recognize your inherent worth. When you consistently prioritize your well-being, sleeping enough, moving your body, setting boundaries, saying no to what drains you, you project a quiet confidence that needs no explanation. People notice. They sense your vitality, your boundaries, your calm, and they're drawn to it. The Stoics saw this clearly. Seneca's ideal, a sound mind in a sound body, wasn't about aesthetics, it was about harmony. When your physical and mental states are tended to, you operate from a place of clarity, not reactivity. You become less volatile, more present, more grounded. And that stability is profoundly attractive. Self-care also includes emotional hygiene. Journaling to process thoughts, meditating to center yourself, scheduling downtime to recharge. These aren't luxuries. They're necessities for maintaining your inner equilibrium. And when your equilibrium is strong, you don't seek validation to fill a void. You connect from wholeness. Critically, self-care isn't selfish, it's stewardship. You can't pour from an empty cup. By caring for yourself, you show up more fully for others, with more patience, more presence, more generosity. And that ripple effect makes your kindness sustainable, not performative. To practice this, start small. One boundary you honor, one nourishing meal, one screen-free hour before bed. These micro-acts compound into a life that feels aligned, not exhausted. And when your life reflects care, from your posture to your peace, people feel it. They don't know why, but they trust you. They want to be near you. Self-care, when grounded in Stoic discipline, becomes more than a ritual. It becomes a declaration of sovereignty over your own well-being. And that sovereignty is quietly magnetic. When you honor your physical, mental, and emotional boundaries with consistency, people notice. Not because you announce it, but because your calm presence signals that your energy is intentional, not accidental. You become someone others want to emulate, not out of envy, but out of quiet admiration. So protect your peace, fuel your clarity, and never mistake self-care for indulgence. It's the foundation of sustainable strength. If you're recognizing these habits in the people you admire, or realizing which ones you're ready to embody, drop a comment below. Let me know which habit surprised you most. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into quiet magnetism, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Stoic-inspired wisdom on living with depth and power. Habit 10. Emotional intelligence and social awareness. In a world where reactions are often louder than reflections, emotional intelligence is the silent superpower of the truly attractive. It's not about being nice or agreeable. It's about being attuned. It's the ability to navigate your own inner weather while sensing the emotional climate of those around you, then responding not from impulse, but from wisdom. People are drawn to those who make them feel understood, even when nothing is said. That's the magic of emotional intelligence. It's reading the tension in someone's shoulders before they speak. It's knowing when to offer silence instead of advice. It's holding your ground without raising your voice. And because this awareness doesn't seek attention, it earns trust instead. The Stoics were masters of this. Epictetus reminded us, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. That's not just advice. It's a blueprint for connection. True social awareness means observing before reacting. Are people fatigued? Is the room tense? Do they need space or support? When you tune in, you stop performing and start serving the moment. But emotional intelligence starts within. Ask yourself, when I'm triggered, do I respond or react? The difference is everything. Reactivity is chaos. Response is control. When you manage your own emotions with discipline, you become a stabilizing force in any room. People lean into that. They relax around you. They open up. Not because you're charismatic, but because you're safe. To cultivate this, practice daily self-check-ins. Name your emotions without judgment. I'm frustrated, and I'm overwhelmed. I'm hopeful. Awareness dissolves reactivity. Then, extend that awareness outward. In conversations, listen to tone, pace, and pauses, not just words. Notice body language. Ask gentle follow-ups. That sounds heavy. Do you want to talk more? These micro moments build profound rapport. Crucially, emotional intelligence isn't about fixing people. It's about witnessing them. And in a world starved for genuine presence, that act alone is revolutionary and deeply attractive. If you're recognizing how these habits compound into a life of quiet influence, don't forget to like this video. Comment which one has impacted you most. Habit 11. Consistency and reliability. In a world where attention spans are short and commitments are easily broken, few qualities command quiet admiration like consistency. It's not glamorous. It doesn't trend on social media. But it's the bedrock of silent attractiveness. Because reliability builds trust, and trust is the currency of real influence. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, even when it's inconvenient. It's following through on what you say, whether it's returning a text, honoring a deadline, or simply being emotionally steady in turbulence. People notice when your words and actions align. They don't need a speech about your integrity. They see it in the quiet repetition of your character. The Stoics revered this deeply. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations to impress others. He wrote them to hold himself accountable to his principles, day after day, regardless of circumstance. That's the essence of reliability. Living your values so consistently that they become your signature. But consistency also means emotional predictability in the best sense. It's being someone others can count on not to overreact, disappear, or shift moods without cause. In a chaotic world, your steady presence becomes a sanctuary. People feel safe near you, not because you fix their problems, but because you don't add to the storm. To build this habit, start microscopically. If you say you'll call at 7, call at 7. If you commit to a personal routine, a morning walk, evening reflection, protect it like a promise to your future self. Over time, these small acts compound into a reputation that precedes you. This is someone you can trust. And that trust magnetizes relationships, opportunities, and respect without a single boast. Now, let's bring it all home. True attractiveness has never been about volume. It's about resonance. It's not about being seen by everyone, but about being felt by the right ones. The 11 habits we've explored: authentic independence, silent elegance, subtle sophistication, full presence, mystery, cultural wisdom, compassion, joy, self-care, emotional intelligence, and consistency, are not performance tactics. They're reflections of inner alignment. They're what happen when you stop chasing validation and start honoring your values. Stoicism doesn't teach us to be cold or detached. It teaches us to be centered. And from that center, we radiate calm, clarity, and quiet strength. That's what makes people lean in. Not because we demand it, but because our presence offers something rare: stability in a distracted world, depth in a shallow one, kindness without agenda. You don't need to overhaul your personality to become silently attractive. You simply need to become more yourself, the version that's grounded, intentional, and unshaken by the need for applause. When you do, you'll notice something profound. People don't just like being around you. They remember being around you. They'll recall not your outfit or your jokes, but how you made them feel, seen, respected, and at ease. So as you move forward, choose one habit to embody this week. Maybe it's putting your phone away during conversations. Maybe it's honoring a small promise to yourself. Maybe it's wearing that scent that makes you feel quietly confident. These aren't grand gestures. They're daily declarations of self-respect. And if this journey resonated with you, do 3 things. Like this video. It tells the algorithm this message matters. Comment below with the one habit you're committing to. It deepens your intention and helps others feel less alone. And subscribe. Because building silent magnetism isn't a one-time act. It's a lifelong practice, and we're walking it together. Remember, you don't need to shout to be heard. You just need to be fully, unapologetically you. With grace, with boundaries, and with quiet strength. That's how you become not just attractive, but unforgettable.